Now, if I could, I need a motion to approve the minutes from August 20th, 2015 regular meeting and also August 25th, 2015 call meeting and September 10th, 2015 work session. If I could have a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Gall makes a motion. We'll have a second.
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Griffin. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Like sign, done. Thank you very much. Now, we may have at this time a motion to approve this agenda that you have listed before you.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda as printed.
All right, Mr. Griffin makes a motion to approve the agenda. Here, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Perkins. Any questions, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving this agenda, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Like sign? No. Agenda approved. Let's move right along. Item 1, review and vote on draft of application for Civic Center rental. I hope everybody's had an opportunity to look through your packet and look at and have made a decision whether to accept this application or not. Do I have a motion on this item?
Motion to approve the application is presented.
I have a motion from Mr. Purser. Now, a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Griffin, second. Now, any discussion prior to voting? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting this application, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Like sign, none. Item 2. We discussed recently at our last meeting a need for work to be done at the wastewater treatment plant. I have asked Mr. Harold, we have to come up with a design, and he has done so, and he has it here to show to the council. We've already looked at it this afternoon with the department heads, and I believe that Glenn and Monty have approved the drawing as drawn. So, Mr. Harold, show us what you've got, or show the council. I've seen it.
Y'all all familiar with the building? This is the side door, this is the rear of the building. What we're proposing to do is add to the existing building on the rear with a 20-foot by 27-foot expansion with a lean-to roof, which will allow them to have 540 square feet of additional space with a 10-foot ceiling. And what they requested, and I drew, was basically, if you're looking at the building, this is the existing building. And the existing building is 28 foot, so we came in on each side to make the addition 27 foot by 20 foot addition with a 16 by 20 additional lab space, 11 by 12 office, and 11 by 8 storage, which gives them 540 more square feet.
Do they think that's enough room for them?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, so that's what we discussed, and that's what they requested. And if you take $70 a square foot, you know, you talk about 35,000, around 35,000.
Okay, we got a point then if everybody's in agreement and willing to go ahead with the bid process, I guess.
Right, we get as many bids as we can.
You got to get some bids?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't got any bids, we just wanted to approve the size of it and the layout, and then if y'all approve it, then I'll advertise it in the paper for bids.
Of course, you report back to us those bids and,
Well, no, once the bids come in, we'll have a bid opening, then you'll decide whether you want to go forward or
yes,
not.
right, exactly. Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you very much. I don't know if we need a vote to proceed on that again, or just, let's
I'll
go
make a
ahead.
motion we advertise with the, or solicit bids on the expansion of the water and sewer plant.
Okay, I have a motion, Mr. Purser, I hear a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Call. Any other questions or discussion? Prior to voting. Hear none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Like sign. None, thank you. Thank you, Charles. Item 3, it's been determined that we think the city needs a dog park, a dog exercise park, I guess you could call it. We have talked about it and decided that there's very little expense involved. We mostly have the fence, and the other things would be mostly labor, I would think, to erect this facility. And we will, in the future, determine exactly where it will be. But I think we need to go ahead and make a decision tonight if we do want to proceed with it, if that's the pleasure of the council. If I could hear a motion.
I make the motion, we proceed with looking for a place to put the dog park. I believe we need it. Several citizens voiced opinions about it and everything to me also. So I think it's something we need.
Okay, I have a motion, and if I could add to that comment, I think we already own the property. It's just a matter of deciding where on our property we want to locate it. So we're not going to go out and look to buy new property for this. We'll be using our existing facility. I have a property in there. We have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Purser. Now, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Did you vote, Mr. Purser?
I'm sorry, I got my mind a million miles
Okay.
on something else.
All right. All those in
I'm in
favor
favor.
voted. Any opposed? By like sign. The motion carries, and we will proceed with that. Thank you. Item 4, vote on and set annual tire pickup day. I think Jeff Jones is,
Me and Jeff coming? Me and Jeff picked out, September 28th and 29th for the 2 days and give you time to put it in the paper.
28 and 29.
Yeah, he told me October the 28th and 29th.
October? I thought he said September.
We wrote
I
down
know, did you carry
It
it?
was October.
It's
October.
October,
let's
okay.
change it to October. Yeah. Okay, if I could have a motion to that effect. Gentlemen,
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Call makes a motion, now to have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Griffin, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign, no. Motion carries, thank you very much. Item number 5, we need to vote on sprayer for the airport grounds. Can you just tell us what that sprayer mainly does?
The purpose of this sprayer would be to mainly maintain the fence, and spray around the airport ground as far as spraying weeds in the asphalt and just mainly the fence is what it's gonna be used for.
The new long, big fence.
Right.
Okay, if I have a motion, gentlemen.
Did you, is this the whole package and everything?
That's the one, I looked online, and that's the one that.
It does what you want.
Right,
It does what you need it to do?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's got it's got a 14-foot swap that sprays out the back, and it's got the wand.
Okay. All right. As long as it suits your needs and everything.
Absolutely.
That's what we need to make sure.
Right.
I'll make a motion, we approve to purchase the sprayer for the airport.
Okay, I have a motion, Mr. Griffin, and I second it, Mr. Collins. Any other discussion?
Yeah, Cody, we talked about, we're gonna need to do some groundwork on clearing off, so you can get around there with that.
Right.
Buddy preacher's the one that brought this to my attention about the fence, and, you know, I think we talked about, we've got a brand new motor grader, not brand new, but we got a motor grader, but, Buddy called me to see, get an update, and I told him what we plan on doing. He said there's a bunch of stumps out there that, I don't know anything about motor graders, but apparently, you don't dig up stumps.
Right.
It won't be.
And he also said there's some areas in there that you can't get into.
They're wet.
Can you get in, well, but you can get into it with your gator, or
If I really push and want to, yes. But if it's really wet, I don't care what goes in there, it's not coming out.
we also talked about there's places that are really narrow.
There are some places that it's gonna have to have some
It's
attention.
clear.
Right.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to let you know there's some work's got to be done.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did, I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't know if you need to go ahead and ask for bids or sort of.
Building a road or something around it. Get the bulldozer in.
Well,
Some people go back out there that did work for you recently and maybe get a price or two
Okay.
and for clearing it right around the edge of that so you can travel it on a regular basis to look for holes in the fence and for whatever reason, because you don't need to be going up and down like this if you're trying to drive around it to look.
Right.
So just go ahead and bring us some figures, estimates
Okay.
about clearing it, stumping it, or whatever you want to call it. I really did, Tom mentioned the motor grader, but I don't think that would work. I think you have to have a bulldozer
Right.
to pop those stumps.
I'll get some prices on that.
Okay. All right, we're at the point we're ready to vote, I guess, on the purchase. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. None.
And again, this is being virtual splosh, right? Airport.
That's,
Now, we voted to buy the sprayer, right?
Yes.
And then we're voting to do the clear.
no.
No, we're
To get bids.
He's just going to look and see what he can come up with
Get
and
prices of
get back to us maybe at the next meeting on that. Item 6, vote on golf course. Well, wait a minute, if I could, let me stop right there. The man, Mr. Hayes.
He's here, yeah.
Wait, he
He
is
did,
here,
yeah.
okay. All right, I'm sorry, we'll go ahead and proceed with it.
Before we get started, Larry, did you make those extra copies of the bid? I know Mary Ann's gonna need one at least. Do we have any extra?
All of us.
Okay.
All the councilmen
No, that's the
have
only,
copies.
you're talking the new one.
She can have.
That's it, this is it.
He's
That's
here.
it.
Yeah.
Anybody, you got to know if anybody else.
You'll know.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes,
At
sir.
this time, if you would, I'm not sure our speaker is even attached, but if you would come forward to the podium and speak to us about what we need to think about and consider tonight, please. Or
Just a second, get it pulled up.
Okay.
So what you will see, I prepared 2 leases for the golf course. My recommendation, this is kind of a bare minimum of what you need to get by to run the golf course properly. At the current time, the equipment that he's using, he cannot properly get this job done. If you want, I can kind of explain to you what each piece on this lease is. There's the first lease is a 48-month FMV lease. This is pretty much like a rental. The first item on there is a John Deere 2500B precision cut riding greens mower. Okay, that unit would be used just about every day. Greens are mowed 365 days a year. So that mower would be used every single day to mow greens. And that is why you would want it on lease, because it's getting so much use and they wear out pretty quick with the amount of use that they get. The second mower, this is the same exact mower, is a John Deere 2500B Precision Cut Riding Greens mower. It is equipped with T-reels, okay? So you can use the same mower to mow T's, and he can interchange the reels to set that one up to mow T-boxes. And that's how that one, while the price is a little bit different, is, and it's a lot less cheap, or it's cheaper than the greens mower, is because it's set to mow T-boxes. The
Let
third,
me, and also use it for trim around the greens also, isn't that?
yes, sir,
Okay.
and you can use it for trim around the greens as well. The next mower down the list is a John Deere 7700A Precision Cut Fairway mower. That unit is used to mow your fairways. It's another mower that goes out probably 2 to 3 times a week. Gets a lot of use and abuse put on it. It's another item that I recommend that you guys would do a lease, which is again similar to a rental. The fourth item is a Progressive ProFlex 120 rotary contour finishing mower. This is a pull top that you would hook up behind your current tractor that you have at the golf course now. This mower has a 120-inch cut, and it is going to be a mower that he needs to effectively maintain his rough. That's probably been the biggest issue that I've seen on the golf course in the past years. The calling on you guys is that you haven't had the adequate equipment to properly mow the rough on the golf course. This mower is exactly what you need in order for him to maintain the rough and to stay ahead of it. It's probably the hardest thing on any golf course is the rough. Again, it's just worse areas of the golf course, takes more abuse, a lot of roots and stumps and things of that nature, and it's just tedious work, and the machines take a lot of abuse. This machine is designed to get out there and be able to handle the abuse, and also you have a tractor pull. The fifth item is a John Deere Z950M Commercial Z-Track. This will be a zero-turn mower that he could use in the areas that he cannot get with that tractor. Up around the clubhouse, those areas in and around bushes, in and around trees, that he can maneuver that machine in those areas and use it to get those smaller, tighter areas. And the last item is a Buffalo Turbine Cyclone. This is a blower. It is the most powerful blower on the market. It is probably used at 95% of all golf courses, and it's probably one of the most handiest tools you can have. If you have a storm come in, blows pine cones and pine needles all over the golf course, and you've got a tournament starting that morning, guys can take this unit out, pull it with a golf cart, and they can effectively blow the whole golf course off from tee to green, and roughly on a 9-hole golf course in about 2 hours, depending on how rough, how much debris is actually fell on the golf course. But it is a must-need item, because what you have, if you don't have that in your fleet to be able to use, and you do have a storm come in, it's just about impossible for people to play when you got pine cones and pine needles laying over the whole golf course. So that's the first part. This is what I have recommended to be released by the golf course. Again, probably 90% of all golf courses in South Georgia are on some kind of lease. And these are the typical items that those 90% fall into and lease these items. We're not doing anything outside the norm of what anybody else does. And then again, this is a bare minimum, pretty much to get by with those pieces. Some golf courses have more per 9 holes, more units. They usually have 2 greens mowers per 9 holes and 1 tee mower per 9. So an 18-hole golf course would essentially have 4 greens mowers and 2 tee mowers. Usually have 2 to 3 fairway units and 2 rough mowers. But again, you guys are 9 holes, and this would be a bare minimum of what what you guys would need to perform that business. My second recommendation is some items that are on what we call a, let me get pulled up here, it's a dollar buyout. This is pretty much like a finance. You will own this equipment at the end of its term. And these are pieces that would last the golf course 15, 20, 25 years. It does not make sense to lease an item that you can get that much longevity out of it. So I've structured these on a dollar buyout. First piece is a John Deere Pro Gator 2028. This is a heavy-duty utility vehicle. This vehicle is rated to carry 4,500 pounds. Average F-150 pickup truck is rated to carry 1,600 pounds in the bed of its pickup truck. That's the average rating in an F-150 pickup truck. This machine is rated to hold 4,500 pounds in the bed of this unit. We have a bed included that has a hydraulic dump. So if he has sand that he needs to take out on the golf course to fill bunkers, he can load this thing up with sand. He can take it out there, dump it into the bunkers. He has a pallet of sod. If he needs to move sod out to the golf course, he can put an entire pallet of sod in the back of this vehicle and drive it out on the golf course and lay sod in that area if he had to. So it is a very, very heavy-duty vehicle, and it has multiple uses. It can also be used for a sprayer. The next item down, you'll see a John Deere HD 200 Select Spray. This sprayer mounts on that Pro Gator. It has a 21-foot spraying unit. Can be used in the fairways, in the greens, in the rough, all those areas. And it, like I said, is put on the back of that Pro Gator. And is used. This is probably 95%, 98%, excuse me, of all golf courses in South Georgia use this style of sprayer on their golf course. It is what he needs. There is a very precise, precision, accuracy to spraying turf, and this machine is capable of handling that. The next item down is the Dakota 410. This is a top dresser that spreads sand. Cultural practices on the golf course, you go out periodically and spread sand on your greens. This unit can be mounted on that John Deere 2020 Pro Gator, and it can be used to go out and spread sand on the golf course. Again, it's a cultural practice that's recommended by the USGA that you go out anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks and spread sand on your greens, whether a light dusting or a heavy top dressing. And that helps promote the growth. So that unit there can also be mounted on that Pro Gator. They all have storage stands. They're very easy to put on and remove. There's 3 pins. So if he would back into a shop, he could put the storage stand on it. The unit will jack up in the air. He removes 3 pins, jacks up in there, and he drives out from underneath it. Next time he needs to use it, he would just back under the unit, lower it down, put the pins in, put the hydraulic lines up, and he can take it out for use. So that's what that universal parking stand kit, what it's for, is for him to be able to, a little easier to use this. If you do it by hand, it's about a 4-man job. So for that amount of money, it is pretty doggone easy. For him, 1 man can do it by himself, and he doesn't have to have 3 other people there to help him. The last item is a John Deere AirCore 800. This is a greens aerator. USGA recommends that golf courses with Bermuda grass on their greens, that you aerify your greens at least a bare minimum of 3 times a year. Typically for 9 holes, what did you guys pay to have a contract for him to come out?
$1,100.
So $1,100 is what it costs for 1 aerification. And like I said, USGA recommends you do a bare minimum of 3. So if you did the bare minimum of 3, you're looking at $3,300 a year to contract someone to come and do it. If you have your own There's a benefit that he can go out, if there's weak areas on the greens, he can go out and take care of those areas, and he doesn't have to worry about scheduling a guy to come and do it. And he's gonna charge you pretty much full price. He's not gonna come and do one green for you. He's gonna come do the whole golf course. So there is the luxury there of having your own and being able to take it out whenever needed. That's the bare minimum items that I recommended. There's actually more items that could go into this that would definitely benefit the golf course, but in order for, the city to do this, again, this is my bare minimum recommendation, for you guys, to use on the golf course. Do you guys have any questions for me on any of this? Just a little bit about me. I've been in this business for 18 years. I do call on all of South Georgia. I've got from Columbus all the way over to Savannah. My area has changed a little bit over the years, but I've called on from Augusta National, called on Sea Island. I went down as far as into Jacksonville, TPC Sawgrass, and I've helped from the lowest of low golf courses to the highest of highs. So I just sold Sea Island a $3.5 million equipment package last week. And again, I helped the lowest of low golf courses and sell them $5,000. And I'm here to help you guys. It's like a home course to me. My children play here. My children do play golf with the school. So if I can help in any way, that's what I try to offer myself here for, is more to help and consult and advise, to make the right decisions. And I think that's where the golf courses failed in the past, was there was some bad advice given and what needed to be done. And in order to get on the right track, this is going to be a start.
Okay, any questions, gentlemen, for Mr. Hayes?
I do have one new thing to this lease real quick. This is actually what we propose is going to get you guys out of your current lease that the county signed. So you could actually start this lease today, and we would terminate the other lease. We would pick up the machines. We've also added a 4-year warranty to the equipment on the lease, so that the equipment that you're purchasing is going to have a 4-year warranty. So the entire 4 years that you're leasing that equipment is covered under warranty. This is huge. I don't get to do this with private golf courses a lot, but I do with municipalities, and it's something that John Deere offers to the government, and it's, again, a huge benefit for those machines to be covered. They are going to break down. They are going to tear up. That is a promise, because they get used every single day. If a hydraulic motor goes out or a hydrostatic pump, it's hard for golf courses to budget for a $3,000 pump going out that happens unexpected. The beauty of this, what your lease payments are. Outside of your lease payments, just common small things, which is very just typical oil changes and bed knives on the greens, mowers, and fairway units. Very easy to budget that. It's hard to budget the unseen. So with that 4-year warranty, that's huge. Also, with changing now, if the city does decide to go with this lease today, it would actually, it's going to save you about 4 to 6%. October the 1st, John Deere is having a price increase. I do not have that exact number yet, but I've been told it is between the 4 to 6% range. So if the city decides to go to the end of the lease that the county signed before they do something new, this equipment package is going to increase anywhere from 4 to 6%. So it would be a benefit to go ahead. Like I said, it's not going to cost you any more money to terminate that lease. It will be just starting the payments of these.
Okay, Mr. Berger is our councilman who's in charge of the golf course, and you designated him as such. And Mr. Percival, what are your comments now?
All right, I have thought long and hard about this. Lear, what did you say our old list, our payments were on the old lease? 2,500? 2,500 a month. Now, that did not include, all that included was, anyway, the equipment's a little bit different. The equipment's a little bit different. And this, Jack, you added up, didn't you say something like 2,800 or?
2,800.
Well-
I believe if you
That
deduct
comes
the zero term.
What we talked about, and I'm still in favor of doing this, that Bland got bids, or Bland or Jeff, somebody got bids on that built deck, what's it called?
Bad.
Bad boy?
They got a bad boy and 950.
All right, and the thing about, I know that Eric doesn't like the stamp
I don't understand
things.
things, they don't
and
hold up.
The thing is that the water and sewer department can afford to buy that, right? What are you laughing at? Well, what I'm saying is that we need to look at how we're going, we're struggling out there. We're struggling out there. And I just like for us to purchase that zero term out of the water and sewer, and have it up there,
Treatment plant.
street plant. And he needs one anyway, that thing's about gone. And,
Well, what you have here, you brought up the difference in a stamp deck versus another. You've got a 4-year warranty. If there's an issue with that deck that comes in over time, John Deere is going to handle that issue.
let me explain this. Here's the thing about it. I know you're not in the municipal government, but we have a lot more money in our water and sewer.
Yes, sir, I understand
You
that.
understand what I'm saying? And we can much better afford it if we purchased through the water and sewer and kept the rest of it separate.
Okay.
This got to come out of our general.
I got you.
And so that's my main emphasis on that, my main reason on that. But even without, if you took that off of there, I think the total was $2,800. That's on that first one a month, right?
It comes out, if you leave it on there, roughly $3,007, and then you take $195 out of it. So you're looking at, like you said, round right at $2,800. So,
And the other ones, the other part is about $1,200 a month. So we're talking that's $4,000 a month.
Right.
Right now, we're paying $2,500, but of course, we don't have everything we need out there now,
No.
obviously.
Well,
That's correct.
and if we wait, that 6% and 7% increase in everything, that's an extra $1,000 and roughly $400 a month. That would be extra if we wait until, the end of, after September, when John Deere prices, or October 1st, and prices go up, then we're talking an extra $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 there at a 7% increase. And that would even be a bigger bite out of what we need to put, or what we're gonna put in it.
And that's a standard across the board with all companies. Even with my competitors, October 1st, everybody has a price increase. Across the board, we all do it at the same time.
All right, I thought, I'm getting older and I forget things. I thought you mentioned something about that price increase would be the last of October, not the first of October.
It's typically, I've had them to push it, but this year they are telling me John Deere has done that in the past. But since our last discussion and me asking with Deere, we always ask them when that date is. Because I have
So that's
customers
changed.
that take it to the last date. If they say the 15th, I've got customers at midnight. I'm like, why do you wait to midnight on the 15th to make this decision when, and then it puts us in a bind? I'm saying October 1st is what Deere's telling me, and they're not doing this, we're going a couple days after because this deal's sitting here. they're saying it's gonna happen October 1st. It just costs Deere too much money every year
Right.
by not doing that.
Well, originally, you know, I thought we were gonna have to November 1st on this, but that's fine. That's
Yes.
fine, I understand things change.
We have a little time, I
Oh,
believe you.
Now, if an order is given, that doesn't mean that you're gonna take delivery today, okay? That means that you guys made a decision. We can set it up where we do a November delivery, we can set it up where we do a December delivery. But what it is a binding agreement between you and I and our corporation that we're gonna do this deal. I can go ahead and order the equipment from Deere and get it in my inventory where it's not affected by that price increase. And then I can hold it for however many days that you need.
all right, well, let me, Joe, just to be honest with you, there was some concern among some of the council members that we only got one bid.
Okay?
And a representative from Toro came to see me.
Okay?
And we're kind of under the gun now. I haven't heard back from him, but I'd like to at least see what he's got to offer. And if we have to have a call meeting, I'm willing to do that. But the guy, I mean, he is going to trouble, and we need to show him the courtesy to wait until but
Right.
we've got until September 30th.
Yes.
To make a decision on this.
That's-
What's
that's
the date?
correct.
16th?
That's
17th?
We are on state contract. All of this is state contract pricing. So John Deere, you are actually, you do not, you're not bound to have to go get bids. All of this equipment that is currently on this price list is on state contract pricing.
Okay.
So you as a city council have the option of the city of Leesburg. I just did the same exact thing. You can go straight to the state contract, you can buy straight off the state contract. It does not have to go out to bid. That is Georgia state law, it does not have to go out to bid. My other competitors are on state contract as well, they can do the same thing. You know, you can with either of them.
Well, here's what I'd like.
But we still have the option of considering Toro or any other brand.
Right. And just to give you an insight into that, and I'm putting this at, you don't have to buy from me, that's okay, all right? But I will say this, I live in Alma, Georgia, your Toro sales rep lives in Columbus, Georgia, and his mechanic lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're gonna get service from Toro, he's gonna come from Atlanta, Georgia.
I understand.
Jacobson, the sales rep, lives in Stone Mountain. And his mechanic, they do not have a mechanic right now. That salesman is the mechanic for them in this region right this minute, currently today. I have 3 mechanics that live in South Georgia. I've got one that lives in Sylvester. I have one that lives in Woodbine, and I have one that lives in Rankin, just outside of Savannah. And that covers my area. I have 3 mobile technicians. If your unit breaks down, it is fixed on site on your golf course. Okay, with the competitors, if your unit breaks down with Toro, they usually send a truck to pick it up, and they're going to take that unit from your golf course to their shop, and it's going to be fixed at their facility. That's typically how they've done it in the past. Just putting that out there to you.
Here's what I'd like to, this is just my opinion. I'd like to table it tonight, and let's have a call meeting next Thursday. If that's, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a meeting, yeah.
Yeah. Have a call meeting and let's make a decision. Well, that'll give me 7 days to at least talk about it. And plus, and another thing, we need to talk to Tammy about this, our accountant, and make sure, she may shoot us all now, you know.
Or she may just shoot us.
Maybe shoot us, that's right. And I just think we need to make this decision without talking to our accountant. It's not a good idea. So I'll make a motion that we table it until next Thursday at 6 o'clock.
I have a motion from Mr.
I want
Murphy to table. We have a second.
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Griffin. Now, any other discussion?
I did have one more thing. This, the 4-year warranty and everything that it's offering and the coverage and everything,
Yes.
is this normal or is this something that they put out there
This is something that we
on the
do,
lease, or is it, and I meant to ask you all, and I'm sorry about that.
it's something that we offer on the lease.
Okay.
It's not typically something that we do out of a straight out purchase. Typically with a straight out purchase, it comes with a 2-year standard warranty.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up. Okay, thank you.
I have a question too. The warranty, does that cover factory defects, or does it cover any damage that might occur to mowing?
It covers factory defects, anything that is not, that comes with that unit that is not, you know, it's a limit. Let's say it's had a bad frame. John Deere typically will replace that unit. I've been blessed with Deere, knock on wood, that I haven't had, in my 10 years of working with John Deere, I've not had but one lemon in the 10 years. And we didn't even have to get to the 3-time lemon log deal. First time they seen it was wrong, Deere replaced it immediately. They don't play around with that because their name's on the line.
So it's just factory defects?
Factory defects, if there's a hydraulic motor goes out and it's determined that that unit failed, that hydraulic motor failed, and it is replaced by warranty. If you have an operator that hits a tree and rips that hydraulic motor off of that unit, that is not covered under warranty.
We don't parts and labor?
Yes, sir. It does cover parts and labor. Warranties do cover parts and labor.
Any other questions, gentlemen, before we vote to table? Here none, all those in favor of tabling this issue till next Thursday night, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Joe.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, sir. You got to take action tonight on that, the mower from.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that, is that bid still good on that bad boy?
As far as I know, it is. I haven't asked. That's-
Are we even allowed to do that?
Sir, what's your question?
He's talking about buying the bad boy out of the water and sewer.
Yeah,
Are we allowed to do that?
yeah,
We go to the
you know,
golf course?
it's primarily used, it's supposed to be for keep the grass cut up there at the water and sewer. But we can loan equipment out to each other between the parks. Is that the way you understand it, Ken?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, what action would you like to
I'd
take?
like to make a motion we purchase the bad boy for the water and sewer department.
I have a
I think the
motion.
bid was $9,200.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Purser, do I have a second?
I second.
Mr. Griffin seconds, any other discussion prior to voting? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign? None. Done. Thank you, let's move ahead. Item 7, vote on the golf course committee and proposed membership rates. I don't know, Mr. Purser, do you want to start this discussion off? or-
Well,
Attorney?
let's see, what's first on the committee or committee? You've got a list of names, and Tasha was able to get a hold of all of them except for number 7.
I did get one of Jay Woodard, he is, yes. He is.
Well, I'm fine, I just really, was in hopes of getting Steve Calhoun on here. He probably plays golf out there more than anybody, right, Bryson? And,
Could you just not get a hold of Calhoun?
What we had done was we had talked to each of you and kind of ranked the names that you wanted, so we just kind of took Ken and I just took the names that y'all had suggested and kind of ranked them based on how many of y'all suggested them. And just that's how we kind of did it, when we created the list.
I don't have anything against anybody on here, but and Rhonda, I'm probably gonna hurt your feelings here, darling, and I
I don't
apologize to it. I apologize, but Rhonda doesn't play golf.
I don't, and I told him that.
And I appreciate, and I know that the reason that we wanted to get you on there is because you're the type of person to get things done.
Thank you.
And I was very, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm in the pepper man. You know, I don't want to hurt your feelings for nothing.
I don't have a problem with it. You're right, Stephen plays golf, I don't. And when they came to me, that was my first thing, I don't play golf, I don't know how to play golf. Y'all easy to learn.
The thing, I just feel like that we need now, Stephanie Flint doesn't play golf, but her son does. And we needed somebody on there to look out after the junior golfers. He's 12 years old. We need somebody on there that's gonna make sure that we're providing stuff for our youth as well as our adults.
Well, there's some other good names on that list, and when Ken and I kind of put this list together for y'all, we kind of got a broad range, like Rhonda, great in business. She might not play golf, but she knows how to manage business.
I know
Same
that.
with Stephanie
I'm
Flint,
aware of
you know.
that.
But maybe we need to expand from 7 to maybe 9, or maybe we're getting too many. 'Cause, I mean, that's gonna be a pretty big project out there. So maybe going with 2 more members and keep it.
I know.
I'm about to ask, are we limited to 7?
No.
No? Well,
I know that having 8's, you need an odd number, but I'm not,
why don't we have 2?
I'm fine with 2 more. I can't remember everybody on that list that we had. I don't mind going to 9, and then your feelings won't be hurt.
My feelings ain't hurt, Mr. Parker, I promise. We still gonna be friends.
If you wouldn't mind, she could stay on.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
come up with one other name.
Let's come up with one other.
Well, how do we supposed to vote on these 7, and then if we have that call meeting next week, I guess for the golf.
That's an
we can
excellent
vote on
idea. That's an
The other 2.
And in the meantime, do you want to get in touch with Steve? Or?
I can.
Okay.
So we want to just vote to approve these 7?
These 7, and then next, all right, I'll make a motion, we approve these 7. Those people are Linwood Truitt, Joe Harmon, Stephanie Flint, Buddy Spann, Rhonda Walsh, Tim Calloway, Jay Woodard. And next Thursday at our call meeting, let's come up with 2 more names.
I have
That's
a
my
motion
motion.
to accept these 7 names. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Griffin. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed by like sign? None. Done. These 7 are accepted, and we'll add 2 more.
Y'all got me out of the jam there.
All right, thank you very much. Now, there's another part of this, and that is
Oh.
proposed membership rate. Is that in our packet? I think it is.
Yeah, it's on the back page of the lease agreement as far as the actual.
Do you have your
Bylaws.
first?
It's on the back page of the bylaws.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, the next one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Rates, okay. I hear a motion on this part of the sentence.
I make the motion to accept the fees as they're printed
All right.
on their rates and
I
everything.
have a motion from Mr. Griffin to accept, and I have a second.
Second.
I have a second, Mr. Parker. Now, discussion.
Yeah, I got just, I'm here now. Can we have the option to, there's certain times of year that, well, like in the winter, can we have the option, or maybe not us, or the committee, or whatever, have the option to adjust these rates to make sure that we keep traffic out there? Say like during the winter, there's not a lot of people, we go down on the rates or something like that. Let's just, I tell you what, we can handle that on a case by case basis. Let's go ahead and approve this, and then later on, if we want to adjust them for a certain time.
Once the committee takes and gets together, they can make a recommendation whether we want to do that when it gets to be the colder month. That's what I.
That's good. That's good.
I could give you guys the contacts for the city of Leesburg, and like I said, it's another city agency that owns a golf course and operates a golf course, and you could ask them some of the things that they do, how they change their rates and why they change them, and that.
Okay.
I'd be glad to give you that, their contact info, and you call over there, and maybe they could help and advise you in what they do, and that golf course makes money and they're successful.
Good.
Okay.
Is it a 9-hole, right?
It is an 18-hole golf course.
Any other discussion at this time on membership rates? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor accepting the membership rates as published, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion passes. Thank you. Move ahead. Item 8, vote on resurfacing basketball court at Weatherly Park. I believe we have looked for prices, and I believe we've come up with one. Is it, Mr. McCall, would you like to talk about it again? I believe we got a low bid of $5,000.
What we had.
Okay, do I have a motion on this item?
Who, that was through who?
Who?
Charlie Wooten.
Okay.
I make the motion that we do it.
All right, I have a motion from Mr. McCall, and I have a second.
I'll second.
Second from Mr. Griffin. Any other discussion?
Well, now the striping, will Jeff do the striping and?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Hear none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, by like sign, none. Thank you. Motion passes. Item 9, vote on purchasing additional swings for use in existing frames at City Parks. Chief Lamb, were you checking, somebody was checking on?
I'll have y'all a quote for next week's meeting, a written quote on having some swings made locally. It'll be heavy duty and just bear with us.
Okay, but in the meantime, do I hear a motion to go ahead and have this done? It's just a matter of receiving the quotes and proceed.
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Berser, a second. Call any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign? None. Motion passes. Approve water and sewer adjustments at this time. We have a motion, please.
Make the motion.
Mr. Call makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Griffin seconds. Any discussion? Hear none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign? None. Thank you. Item 11, approve the check register to pay bills at this time. We have a motion to pay bills.
If we got the money, I'll make the motion.
And Mr. McCall seconds. Any other question prior to voting? Hear none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, by like sign, none. Thank you very much. Item 12, citizen comments at this time. Your opportunity, go ahead, sir.
Just a matter of information, I was told by a reliable source that the Rocky Creek Golf Course that by day will be closing. Y'all might not put that in this meeting's presentation, but you might be able to pick up some equipment over there.
Thank you for saying that. I think it's our duty and obligation to consider all things, so I think that shall be done. Process.
If you do look into it, like I said, I'm current, if you would like for my technician to look at any of those machines, But pretty much everything that they have, I sold them, and everything they have there now is older than what you currently have at your golf course now.
That's a good sales pitch.
Any other citizen comments at this time?
How about an aerator? They have an aerator, that's one thing I'm really interested in.
Theirs is, he's got an old Rhine aerator. It's a Rhine one. It's probably 28 years old. If you look at it, it looks like it's been sitting there for probably,
Might be why they're closing there.
We
yes.
still have an obligation to our public to check in.
That's right, that's right. I'm
Any
just-
other citizen comments at this time?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The John Deere, will we be buying locally from this John Deere?
No.
No.
They don't sell golf equipment out here, I don't think.
No, John
They're
Deere's.
just strictly farm equipment.
John Deere's golf division is completely separate from the ag division. As far as the dealer standpoint, they're actually connected. Golf and ag fall under the same umbrella, but we have different dealerships that handle those different customers. So they have an ag dealership that'll handle ag customers and a golf dealership. And I can't sell ag tractors and they can't sell golf.
I just like to support local when I can.
Good question. Any other citizen comments or questions at this time? All right, how about mayor and commissioner comments at this time?
I want to say the park looks good,
Absolutely. I
and
agree.
we get that basketball court surface that around there.
Yeah, there's a lot of progress in your street department this year, and we all appreciate everybody's contributions to getting it happen. Any other commissioner comments?
I've talked too much tonight.
I personally don't have any really, but I'd just like to say thank you to everybody.
I'll echo that in the department heads. We appreciate the job y'all do, appreciate what you do for us and everything, and what you do for the citizens.
And yeah, one other thing.
Oh, whoa.
Just a second, we're lucky enough to get 2 trucks today for the water and sewer department from the state forestry unit at a very reasonable price. In fact, 35% of what the suggested retail value of those trucks was. And we just got them in, we'll get them all cleaned up and shined up, but they're gonna be a really big help to us. Instead of buying new trucks, these trucks should do the same job and save money in the process. So we're very happy about that. What you have.
Were we gonna approve the bylaws for this committee?
And that will have to be changed since you changed the member comments.
Okay.
That, we'll
Well,
have that at the next meeting.
Yeah, Lear, if you'll put that on there, meeting too. That'll give the members a chance to look at it too.
Tasha, these don't look like the latest revision. This looks like the first, or we need to look
I
at
gave,
it.
it's whatever we passed out, the last meeting.
Well, I think that's been changed, because I had in there, you had staggered sessions.
Maybe
Don't
I
want
picked
anybody
up.
going off the board at one time. I'll get that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'd make copies of what you had changed.
Mhm.
And let me mention, one other thing about that. Buddy Spann stopped by my office and I gave him a copy of it to look at, and he was concerned about the one part about the board was gonna be responsible for manning getting employees at in the pro shop. And he was saying that he thinks the city ought to hire somebody to do it rather than that be left up to the board, because there's not enough volunteers out there.
I think that he was gonna be, because the city had voted for up to 30 hours. I think
Right.
the committee was gonna be responsible for covering the other time. I mean, if we're going,
Okay.
I think that was kind of what our thought process was on that, unless the city's gonna.
And I thought the thought process was they were gonna get all the profits from that. They could use that money to hire people and use whatever they wanted to out there.
We're gonna have to have the profits to pay for this lease equipment too. There may not be any left after all that. Anyway, okay.
Okay, gentlemen, any other commissioner comments at this time? Anyone else? Ms. Leary? If I could, Well, I have no need of an executive session tonight that I'm aware of. If I could have a motion to adjourn at this time.
So moved.
Charles makes motion, and Mr. Burke seconds. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
We get out of stuff.
And cover my
In that one line.
Sad. It's sad.